Am I audible?
Yes, you're audible.
Okay. I, Karam Kaur, aerospace engineer. Today, I'll be your host. Good evening, esteemed guests, interns, and colleagues. I extend a warm welcome to all the AICTE interns who have joined us on this platform to learn about machine learning, data science, and web development across various domains. I am truly honored to welcome our chief guest of the day, Dr. Bikash Kohli De, a distinguished postdoctoral researcher at the Department of Industrial and Data Engineering, Hongik University, South Korea. As per Google Scholars records, citations are about 997, H index is about 20. He has an outstanding research profile across the globe. A hearty welcome also goes out to the founder of InnovaWorld Private Limited, Engineer Aishwarya Dhara, and Chief Technology Officer, Engineer PK Dhara, who was a former scientist in the Department of Atomic Energy. Your vision and leadership have paved the way for innovation and growth within our organization. Furthermore, I extend a warm welcome to our Chief Managerial Officer, Engineer Ponma Kishan, whose strategic guidance drives our endeavors towards success. I welcome you, sir. Last but certainly not least, I extend a heartfelt welcome to Dr. Arunava Majumdar, our esteemed research head, who serves as the backbone of our research division. Your dedication and expertise are instrumental in shaping our innovative pursuits. Once again, I welcome each and every one of you. Now, I request our Chief Technology Officer, PK Dhara, to say a few words to our intern.
Good evening, all. Good evening. Good evening.
Yes, good evening.
Good evening,
Uh,
sir.
First of all, we welcome to all the interns who have gathered there together today. InnovaWorld is a private limited, is born with the concept of innovation, which helps the better job and in higher studies. We are looking forward a healthy relationships with you through a hard workship and dedication. Over.
Okay, thank you, sir. Now, I request our Chief Managerial Officer, Ponma Kishan, to say a few words to our intern. Please, sir.
Yeah, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So, good evening, all interns. Welcome to InnovaWorld, and it is a great opportunity to work with you all going ahead in upcoming days. So, I'm looking forward for your talents, and I hope you will gather more information and you will gain more knowledge. I wish welcome you all once again. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now, I request Dr. Vikas Kohli De to share the introductory session, how to research publication help to get a job.
Thank you. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, yes, you're audible.
Thank you for your great welcome, and thank you, Professor Dhada and Professor Majumdar, for this session and welcome me to demonstrate something about the topic that how research publication help to get a better job, and simultaneously how can someone publish the research in good journal. So before going to start, I would like to share my screen. Please give me the permission to share the screen. Is my screen is
Yes, it's visible.
yeah, okay. Thank you. So what I'm saying that, like, first of all, welcome everyone to the Innova world, and I would like to present something like how the research publication help a better job in any industry or academic, and simultaneously how to write the research paper such that it can be published in a good journal. So before going to present this, which already discussed my Google Scholar, that what is need of this thing and why I am saying about this Google Scholar, because this Google Scholar is like one of the, you can say, the social media for the researcher. Like there are several social media like Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and several social media are there. Like for that, in a research area, this Google Scholar or Scopus or ResearchGate, those are the social media for the researcher. Like in social media, we will put some video or something, and then we gain the views or likes or followers, something like that. Similarly, here we publish the paper, publish research article, and based on that we get some citation. Like here you can see that, like 997, it sorry, it indicate that, like, uh, from my research till now, 997 article will cite my research. My total paper as of now is 33. So these 33 papers are cited in 997 articles. So this is the like you can say follower of mine. Means like in social media we will always thinking about like followers or like views. This is the same thing like that. So, and what is H index and what is I10 index? H index is indicate that, like, your paper it is 20, it indicate my like number of paper is 20, and citation of this 20 paper is more than 20, more than 20. So that's why the H index is 20, and I10 index is 23. It indicate that my single paper is cited more than 10 time, and that number is 23. So this is the, like, the social media of the researcher or something. And when you go to any company or industry, they will look this thing, like how you will work and how your research is impact on the society, and how your research will cited by others, and how much research will be like developed from your research. So this is the thing a company, a industry, and academic person who have the knowledge about this thing, they will look after this thing. So with publication we need to concentrate on this thing also. Now the what is the role of the research paper for getting a job? Like it is in both way. Like if you want to stay in academic or in any industry, this is the path of that create the balance between your career and your job opportunities. Even it's give a very good impact on your academic career if you have some publication in good or reputed journal. And when you, like, write some paper or research article that developed your demonstration skill. Like when you write something, then you have to demonstrate that thing such that everyone can understand. So your demonstration skill will be increased with this thing. Next, what you are doing in research paper, like you are analyzing some data, and based on that you publish something that will help you. Means like suppose if you go to any industry and go for the interview, and if you have some publication, then interviewer or employer will understand that you have the knowledge about that field, and you are the expert. So they will obviously choose you among the others, like competitor. Next one is about if you have some publication, this establish your credibility. Like publishing research paper in a reputed Q1 journal or some reputed journal, it enhance your credibility, and employers surprised that in this stage how you can publish a paper, and when you publish the paper, that will be the evidence that you have the proper knowledge and you are the expert in that research field. Moreover, when you are doing research or like writing a research paper, then a network will build with you and other academic or some industries. Like some industry always prefer that if you are a good networking, then their business will be developed more, so that's why they prefer you. Next one is about like there are, suppose when you go to any interview, there are several candidates, like many competitive are there, and nowadays not only in India, in everywhere the job market is very competitive, so you have to prove that you are the unique. Now how you can prove that you are the unique? So this is the thing, that research paper, like by research paper, if you publish some research paper in good journal, it indicate that you are obviously a good in that field, and you can like develop problem and you can solve them. Like if some problem happen in the industry, then you can solve easily. Like initially when you go to any interview, so they just look your CV, they don't know that what you actually know. So for that case, if you have some research publication, then the employer understand that you are the capable candidate, and you can, like in research paper, you have to do something new, some new contribution, some new innovation, or some new data analysis. So when you published a paper, that indicate that you know all these things. So if you go to any interview, then employer will be happy that someone who already know that how to grow the company by implementing several new technique or new technologies. So if you don't have any paper or you don't have the knowledge how to develop those things, so how can you prove that you know this thing? Even you know, but you cannot prove that thing until you have some publication. Then employer will easily understand that this person or this candidate is enough capable compared to others, so your opportunity always be welcome to that company or that industry. Next one is about when you publish some research article, it will establish your skill level. Like if you are not proper, if you don't have the proper knowledge about that uh, particular area, you cannot publish the paper. So when you publish a paper, it indicates that you have the enough knowledge about that field. And also, like if you are going to R&D, means research and development section, so they always prefer someone who is actually know how to write a paper, how to publish a paper, how to develop the company. So if you have the publication, and obviously it should be a good publication. Like if you write something in your social media account, that also publish, but that one is not count as a good publication. For good publication, you need to follow some journal, and that journal should be specified. And how it is specified? It is specified by some indexing. Like there, suppose if you go to any shop, so we will find some item that will some hallmark like ISO or something like that. Similarly, in research industry, there are some journals, some publishers, they have reputed and they have recognized by some indexing. So that indexing is like Scopus, then a science citation index expand, then social science citation index. Like these three or four are the most applicable indexing for the reputed journal. Now the question is, how someone understand or how someone know that this journal is really reputed or not? Like if you write something and publish in anywhere, like in any journal, that will not indicate that you are like enough knowledgeable or your skill level is very high. So if you have to prove that your skill level is high, then you need to publish in a good journal and good reputed, and in our means like in our word, in a research word, you can say publish in good Q1 SCI or SSCI journal. So Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4, this also the standard of the journal. Like Q1 is the topmost, then Q2, then Q3, then Q4. So the thing is that we need to know how we can publish the paper in good journals such that industry can understand that we have enough knowledge. So next we will going to discuss about this matter, that how we can publish a paper in a good journal or reputed journal, because we need the job, and for that job we need to prove that we are the best in this field. So company or industry will not hire you until you prove that you are the best. So for proving best, you need to publish in a good journal, and that publication needs certain criteria. You must need to follow certain rule or something that can be published in good journal. Like uh, for my case, I am reviewer of several journals. So like each per day near about 3 to 4 paper come to me for reviewing that this paper is okay or not. So what I seen that most of the cases the contribution of the paper is good, but the structure is so bad that it will reject immediately. So that mean if you want to publish in a good journal, so you have to care about everything, like what you contribute in that field, what you did in this paper, and what you write. So that's why I told you that, like, if you publish paper in a good journal, that developed your demonstration skill. Like when you write something, so you have to write in a way such that everyone can understand that thing. So if your demonstration power is good, then you can publish in a good journal, and that indirectly indicate in company you can manage everything. Like your if you go to R&D sector or you go to any data analysis sector, everywhere you can do your job very frequently and very easily. So that's why company will take you. So that means each and everything is like interconnected. So first of all, when we go to publish a research article in good journal, so first of all, we need to understand what is the research article, actually what we did in research article. So basically research article is the combination of lot of information and some opinion. Like you gather the information and then you put some opinion based on that. That is the research article. So that means what we saw in our daily life, that we need to write in some word or some mathematical expression, or we need to analyze the data which we have, and based on that we need to give some opinion that what we get and what we did not get. So how can we find that data? So first of all, we need to read the papers, read the research article which already published, and what is already done and what is not done. So for this case, you can find this triangle. Like if we go for the supply chain only with the imperfect item, you can find like 51,000 article. And if you add another thing like rework of this defective item, then article is like half, less than half. And if you add another one like trade credit or like financing, if you say, so then is very less. So like this, you need to collect the information first, and based on that you need to give a opinion, and that is the research article. So basically there are two type of research article found in the Science and Technology. One is informational, that I already told, and another one is analytical. Analytical means like you prove some theorem, some expression, some lemma. That is the analytical. So we will go for the informational, or means that we have several data and we analyze that thing. Based on that, we give some opinion. So what need to means like what we need to remind when we start to writing the paper? First of all, we need to choose the research topic, means which research topic we want to publish our paper. Like we all are data science students, so we know coding, we know everything, but we need to focus on a particular research topic. Data analysis or data gathering data or programming, that one is a part of the research article. That one is not research. That one you are doing something and getting some result. So you have to find some topic, like the data what you collected, that may be from some company that are like import export, or other company also. So that's why you need to first find the research topic. So how can you find this thing? You go to Science Direct and put here some keyword. Like if you go to data science, so put here data science. If you put supply chain, so supply chain. What you need, you just put it. Like here we put supply chain management. So supply chain, it's known to all. So if you put just supply chain management, then you can find like 2 lakhs article already published in this research area. Now we add another keyword like sustainability. Why? Because this 2 lakhs article reading is near about impossible. So we have to focus on particular thing. So that's why we put the sustainability, and then it's reduced to 97,000, means like half. And then you see that we only focus about the research article, then this number is reduced. And if we select particular year, particular journal, then this is a reasonable number, the 81. We can read this article, this much of article. So this is the thing. How can we focus on the research topic? Means in which research topic we need to concentrate. We are going to write our paper, and then obtain the information. How can we obtain the information? Like similar thing, we the journal which you need, just click on that. Like we need the information about this journal, so click on this thing and then read the abstract. You can find abstract in every research article. The abstract is the part where the main thing, like what is did in this research article, and like what are the main factor for this research, that will be found in abstract. So you just read that thing and summarize that this part is done. So what we have to done, like which part is not done, that we need to done. So this is the information collection from the research article. And then just based on that, you already find your research topic, you already get the information. And now the work, now you have to do the analyze the information, and you need to give a opinion. So that is the research article. Now the thing is that when you start to write a research article, like you have the information, you know in which field or which area you want to publish your article, that in your hand. Now think about the journal, that I already told you. When you want good job in good company, so you need to publish in a good journal. So for that case, you need to find the journal first. Before writing the article, you need to first find the journal. Why? Because every journal have special aim and scope. So if you write in a general way, then it's very hard to publish in journal. So that's why first find the journal, and based on that you set up your writing. So how can you find the journal right or appropriate journal? There are several publishers are there, like the Elsevier and Wiley, Inform, Stellar Francis, several are there, and everyone have a journal finder. In every uh, publishers have a journal finder. So just search on Google, like journal finder for Elsevier or Taylor Francis, anywhere, and then put a title. That title you can change later. Just the title, what you think, just put that thing, and the abstract. I already told you that abstract means the main theme of your research article. You don't need to write whole paper, just the main theme of your research, and find journal. Then you can find that several journal are here, and also they give their impact factor and how much time is taken to publish, or like what is the impact of this journal. So you here you can see that based on that title and that abstract, this journal is most appropriate. So when you find the journal, then you go to write your paper based on this journal format, or based on what this journal is actually want. Based on that, you can write your paper. So this going like say particular publishers. Now if you don't know that what is the publishers and nothing, then go the Web of Science. The similar thing you can do here, like put your title and abstract and then find the journal. Here they will suggest you the proper keyword also, and then you can find that journal, that which journal is here is match code like 6452, so you can go this journal. So like this you can first find the journal, and then your task is to read the author guideline. In each journal they have a guideline for the author, so just read that guideline, that what is saying, because otherwise you can miss several things. Like here you can see that for this journal you have to write the paper within 30 page. So if you write like a 50-page paper, that will not be published in this journal. So you need to write the paper in within 30 page, and then they say that the spacing and the font, even they say that what is the reference format, everything you can find here. Based on that you can decorate your paper, and you can submit in this journal, and then chance of acceptance of your paper is increased. And another, some this is not for every journal, but some journal prefer that you will choose the reviewer and the editor also. So that you need to understand by reading the thing what is in the author guideline. Next one is the orientation of the manuscript and the different software. Like when first you already find the journal, now download any paper from that journal and find how they write. Like the sometimes they use the indent. Like here you see that this journal don't prefer indent for the abstract, so you should not put any indent. Some journal write like indent, like this journal it's with indent, so you have to do like this way. And some journal paper subsection and some not subsection. So if you found that that journal paper subsection, so you write like subsection way, or otherwise you write normal way. And finally the thing is the software, which software is like preferable to write the paper, research paper, is if you have some mathematical expression, then obviously the LaTeX software is better. And if you don't have the much expression, then MS Word is also okay. But my preference is LaTeX, because if your paper is not accepted by chance in a journal, in LaTeX the format can be changed in a minute, but in Word you have to work several things. So that's why, in my opinion, whatever the field, if you want to write paper, so go for LaTeX software, that will be the best. And those are the general like outline for a research paper that should contain in a research paper for publishing in a good or reputed journal. And sometimes this content may be changed based on the topic and based on the journal requirement. Like this is the common that title of the paper. So when you found some journal, so based on that now make the title. if you want to publish in some data science journal, then you need to put some keyword in the title regarding the data science or machine learning or artificial intelligence, something like that. Like here, we want to publish our paper in a journal, International Journal of Production Research. So it's based on production. So that's why you see that the title here also we include that production system. So this is the thing that will indicate that how can you means like your paper is assigned that journal. Like when you submit the paper, it first go to the editor, and if editor see that the title is aligned with the journal, they proceed for review. Otherwise they may reject the paper instantly. So very careful about this matter. Next one is the author's name and affiliation. Why I am telling this thing? Because I already told that I review several articles. Some article I see that they could not provide the full name. Like because they say just like BKD, S Bhuya, B Sarkar, like that. So this is the confusion that like there are several B Sarkar or several BKD. So who is the actual author? So that's why you need to very careful about this matter. And some journal require the mail IDs, so you need to put that one. And if you don't need to put the mail ID, so that is also okay. So it's depend on the journal. Just a minute. Sorry, there is something, so that's why I need to pick the call. So my screen is visible. Yeah, okay. So now the thing about the right about abstract. So abstract, I already told you that the abstract is the main part for any research article. So when you go for the abstract, it's better if you write the abstract by word and also put a graphical representation. Why? Because the reader or someone who is not in that field, they can understand by the figure that what you actually want to do. And even sometimes we not too much focus on the writing, and it's like reading is like boring. So it's better if we put the some figure, so it will better, and the editor and the reviewer and everyone is very happy to see this type of thing. And now the problem is that sometimes making a graphical abstract is very hard, but if you can, so you can put this thing. Next one, what I told you, that writing, you need to write the thing that what you are did. Even you put the graphical abstracts, you need to put the uh, writing also. The basic thing, like first you write the basic outline of the research, that what you want to do and what is did in this thing, in this research. So this is the thing. Next one, the problem, like what problem is facing in the real life. So discuss that thing, like why you go to do this research. You can say in other words like objective and motivation of this work. Like write 1 or 2 sentences regarding this thing, that like what problem you want to solve in this study, such that reader can understand easily that okay, this is the thing, and this can be very pathetic or very helpful to the industry, so go for this thing. Next one is about the contribution, like what you contribute actually. Like now objective and motivation is done. Now what you did, there are several things based on that what you did in that particular article that you need to discuss. Like in this article we discuss about the different carbon emission regulation policies, so that one is the cream idea of this paper. So this is the contribution. Next one, like if you use some algorithm, like if you use genetic algorithm or pso particle swarm optimization or cnn or anything you can use, that you should highlight here also. Why? Because reader can understand that okay, this method is utilized here, so let's check this way. So you have to, even you, if you use some special theorem, like here we use one theorem, this is math related, Kuhn-Tuggar optimization technique, kt or kkt, so that's why we indicate that thing. So you also means for your data science you can also indicate that matter. And second thing, like if you perform some numerical experiment, for your case it's obvious because you are data analysis, so there are some numerical you need to put obviously, and you need to explain that how that explanation is means work in the real industry and what benefit it gain from the previous studies. That is like how your study is better than the other study. That if you can write this thing, like how much, here you see that 78% beneficial. So if any industry going to adopt your work, they will benefit by 78%. That is huge. So based on this thing, some industry will adopt your concept. Even if you go to some industry and if you say that you publish this paper and you can reduce the cost by 78%, then any company want to adopt you because this is huge. So this is the thing about abstract. Now come to the keyword. Like when you going to publish in good journal, so you need to put some keyword that is recently in trending. Like I already, again I go to the social media, like when you post something, so increase view, you put the hashtag. So the keyword is one type of hashtag for the research article, like in which field, which area you working, like based on that the paper is published on that particular journal or particular field. So if you put some attractive keyword, then your paper citation also increase, your credibility also increase, and everything will be increased. So this keyword is also a very important part for any research article, and try to use some keyword that is like prominent. Like for this nowadays, like e-commerce or O2O retailing, that one is in the peak. So that's why I put this thing. That's why I say, like if you go to some social media, they will put some hashtag that were recently trending. So similar, that keyword is the similar thing. Now come to the second part, that was is introduction. In this section you need to illustrate your objective, your motivation, what research gap you want to fulfill by this study, and what you actually contribute to the research field. That thing you need to explain here proper way. Like next, I already told you that contribution, what contribution you did, like what unique one you did. There are several contribution maybe you did in this paper, but what is the unique that you need to clarify. And this is the research gap. What is research gap? That I already told earlier, that find collecting the information that these are the published thing, this already done, so what is not done. So based on that you find the research gap, that this thing already done and this is not done. So that's why this article is important. So just pointing out this thing by some point or like numbering, any reviewer or editor or industry, if industry will adopt your policy, they will find that thing, that what is research, what research gap is fulfilled this study. So this is also a very important part for any research article. Next one is, I already told that contribution, that what are the major contribution of your research that you will describe in your introduction section. And finally, like rest of the paper, what is the structure of the paper, that thing is done. Next one come to the literature review. This is also a unique part and very important part for the research article. Like some researcher use introduction and literature review like in a section and name it introduction, but it better you put two separate section. One is introduction, another one is literature review. So what is literature review? Literature review nothing but just collecting the information, like what is did and what is not did, that we want to clarify or the fill that gap. So that one is the literature review. So here you can put like based on your keyword, like what keyword you put, based on that you can make this literature review, that this thing is done but this thing is not done. So that's why we want to do this research, and this is the article. And similar concept here is also like if you writing so much so long, no one going to read that thing. But if you put a table there, so everyone can see what is the new contribution in this field. Like for this paper, the new contribution is like variable lead time and variance of lead time. That is like scientific term, I don't discuss that thing. But the thing is that by this table anyone can see that what is the exact contribution in this field. So you don't need to read every paper or like the so long write up. So this is also a good thing. And this thing is also very important, that like you, if you use the literature is like for like 50 or 20 years ago, then someone think that your research is backdated, so no one going to read your study. So you need to put some recent references, like references not more than old, that is 3 to 5 years. So put the reference in between 3 to 5 years. Like now it's 2024, so try to put the reference from 2019 to 2024, such that reviewer, editor can understand that this person is working on the present work, not like the previous work and extend the previous work. He or she is working on the recent thing, so it will be helpful for everyone. So this is also a good thing to attract the editor, and means like initial rejection is prohibited by this thing. Next one is very important thing, that when you find particular journal, so write the literature review based on that journal and try to put at least 5 to 10 article from that particular journal. Like in this journal they are highlighted that at least you have to put 3 published paper. Why? Because if you don't put any paper from that journal, then how can you prove that your article is within the aim and scope of that journal? So proving that your journal, your article is appropriate for that journal, you need to put some reference. Reference indicate that means that journal already published this type of article. So my article also belongs to this journal, so you can publish my article. So that's why you need to put 5 to 10 reference for like each keyword if you can. Next thing is like definition of your problem or description of your problem, that I already told that what you actually did, that thing you write as a statement. And it is better if you put a figure here also, like you put a graphical abstract and you put a problem definition figure. So industry will not bother about the writing. They think, they just saw that figure, okay, this thing is done, so this paper we will read, or the concept of this paper we will utilize in our industry. So this is the thing. That's why you can even though you need to write, but it's better if you put some graphical representation of your problem. And then if you have some mathematical expression, I think you have, obviously because you are all from data science background, so you need the mathematical expression. So for that case you need to define each and every parameter or decision variable or the symbol you use throughout the manuscript, such that anyone can understand and anyone can see in a place that all the notation in one place, such that everyone can find it very easily. Next one is about the assumption, like what you consider to develop this research, because the real field and the research article cannot be same always. Like in research article, we need to consider something. In a real opportunity or real field, that may be vary. So that's why we need to consider something. Like for that situation, we developed our model. The one like practical example is that, like when you placing some order in any shop, the shop owner take at least 5 to 10 seconds to give you the product. So this time, to 5 to 10 seconds, this time is called actually lead time. So actually we don't consider this thing if it's like so frequent, like within 2 to 5 seconds if the owner give me the product, we neglect this thing. But there is some time, so that is our assumption, that we need to assume something, that we assume that like lead time is negligible, or we assume lead time is this. So this matter we need to assume to construct our model. And if these assumptions are considered for the previous studies, then put the reference. Otherwise, you can say it normal way that this is our reference, our assumption. Then come to the model formulation part, like you need to calculate all the thing, all the derivation, all the expression if it is necessary, so then put it. But remind the thing, if the calculation is long, then it better not put here, it send it to appendix, because no one bother about the long calculation, they want the result only. So for that case, it's better if there is long equation, then send it to appendix. Otherwise, just discuss with in the flow. And if you have some cost, like if you go to some industrial paper, so you need some cost, so explain that necessity of that cost, and like how that cost is formulated and how it is important for the industry. Then just if some you need to figure out the inventory calculation or something like that, if you want to put, so you can put. Even like when you go for some algorithm or flowchart, then you can put figure for that also. Like it is not necessary. If necessary, then you can put, otherwise you don't need to put. And when you did, means like the formulation is done, then if you need some proposition or some lemma, then you can put here. And if you go for the algorithm, then put the algorithm. For your case, I think algorithm is better and your algorithm is needed, so it's better to put the algorithm along with some flowchart. That will be easy to understand. Like if you go PSO or GA, whatever you use, just use that algorithm. Now come to the point is the numerical analysis or numerical experiments. That one is we already discussed about that thing, that as we go for the data science, so numerical experiment is very important. So now the case is that the data you analyze, that data may be collected from some industry, or sometime you have to generate some arbitrary data, and based on that you perform the research or the analysis the data. Because sometimes it is very hard to get the real data, and some open data is available, you can do the work based on that data also. So now how can you find the real data? One is you can find it from some paper, research paper, or you can find some website. So here, if you use some website, that you should put in reference. And if you collect the data from some previous studies, so that also you can indicate here. Like you can see here that for this study we collect the data from these studies. So now the question is arise that, is that Sarkar or Jadab data is authenticate? The answer is that we don't know. But as that are published, So it considered that that data is authenticate, and based on that data our model is validated. And if you have some real data, means like from industry or somewhere, then it's obviously the real one. And if you don't have that data, so you can generate data based on your model and provide some example. That one is based on your arbitrary data. Now the thing is, if the data what you use that can be manageable with some table, then obviously better you put some table. But if it is not manageable in table, then just share the link from where you collect the data, or make a Google Drive base and put that drive here, and you can say that data can be found on that thing. So means the thing is that you need to provide the data and then go for the final result, like what is the result you get based on that data. Like if you going to some industrial work, like analyze the data from some industry, then you need to predict the demand, you need to predict the production rate, you need to predict how much cost is required for that production system, how much profit is gained by that company or that industry. That is the numerical example that we need to perform that thing to show that why our paper is best and why it should be accepted in that journal. So for that case you need to put some numerical result, and it's better if you put it some table such that it anyone can easily get it. And then you can make some figure for that numerical, such that I already told you that figure always better to compare to writing, because in figure someone can easily find that yeah this is the thing, so we can understand easily. So for this case also you can put that figure, and this figure you can draw in any software. So you can draw this thing and put that thing. And then the thing is about the special cases. So for good journal you need to put at least 2 to 3 special cases. Why? Because special cases indicate that if your concept is not considered, then how much loss the company or industry will face. So that is the special cases, like what you consider, and if that one is not considered, then what happened. That is the special case. So any good journal want this type of writing, such that industry or reader or researcher can understand what is the benefit to adopt your concept. So this is the special cases. And the thing, this is also a important thing, like try to compare your result with already published result, such that it can be understood that okay, in this paper, like online offline customer care support, so here we consider that customer, if we provide customer care support, that then industry will gain more profit. So we have to prove that by numerically also, that if we provide customer care support, so we gain more profit. And that's why we compare with like previous studies, that these studies don't consider customer care support and they have this much of profit. But when I consider uh, customer care support, then the profit is quite high, means it's near about 50% increases. So that's why we need to provide some discussion or comparison with existing studies. So that we already told. And this is not necessary, but if you put, then your article will be go for the acceptance, means chance of acceptance is increases. This is also a very important part, that case study. Like I told you that we collect the data from the previous study. So the question is that is that data is authenticate? No one can say that data is authenticate or not, as it is published. So we already think that that one is authenticate. So for that case we need to provide a case study. Case study is nothing but we visit a industry, collect the data, and feed that data in our model. And by fitting we can show that if this thing means like what we consider it is give better result or not. Obviously our like if we introduce new concept, so it should give the better result. Otherwise why company will utilize that thing? But sometime it may happen that the case study result is better, but the thing is that, like, suppose you, if you consider carbon emission, so a huge amount of carbon is emitted but the profit is better, so everyone thinking about the environment and like environment sustainability, so even our profit is less, so we try to reduce the carbon emission. So it's depend on case, but the general case is that we want, means like we trying to show that case study result is not better and our result is better. And then the sensitivity analysis is nothing, just like the parameter, which parameter is most sensitive to determine our cost or profit. That's the thing. And then you can put the graphical representation for these also, that I already told you that if you put some data, if you like writing something, no one care about that thing, but if you put some figure, so everyone will understand that thing, so it's better you can put the figure for this thing. Now the most important part about our research is about managerial insights. So what is managerial insights? Managerial insights is like, what is the benefit of your study in the industry? I already told you that if you publish research article, why research employer of the industry will adopt you? Because of those things. Like, you can convince them that I publish this thing and this thing will help your industry to gain more profit. So that thing you need to write in the paper as a managerial insights, like what manager can decide from your study. So if you are the manager and if you publish the paper, then you know how to reduce cost or how to increase the profit by implementing several strategies or technologies. So any company will be happy to adopt this type of employee, because they don't need to think about that how their company will be developed, because this is the thing of this researcher or this student. So that's why they adopt you. And the managerial insight section also said the same thing, like what you did, how it will help in the industry to gain more profit or reduce the cost. And then the part is about the conclusions. Conclusion is nothing, just what you found in your research, like your opinion, like you use this thing, those thing, and what you will get, what is the best result, and how can you achieve that. That thing is the conclusion. And here you can put some like limitation, like I already told you that we assume something, so based on that we can put some limitation, that if this thing is there, so our model is not applicable. So based on assumption, some limitation are there, and based on that limitation, some future extension, like if, how future researcher will be benefited from your study, like what they can get from your study. That is the future extension. This is the basic thing of the conclusion. And this is like, for future extension you can put reference, like someone, if you want to put that concept, new concept within your concept, so go for that reference. But some means some journal don't prefer putting reference for the future extension, so it's based on the journal, so you can put. And if there is no necessary, so no need to put that thing. Next one, I already told about the referencing, that like first you find the journal and that follow the what type of reference style that journal follow. Is it APA style or MLA style or Harvard style? So you, or Chicago style, what style they prefer. So first find that one, and based on that you follow that style and make your reference section. And I already told like which journal you want to submit. So put 2 or 3 reference, at least 5 reference from that journal, such that it will indicate that your paper is for that journal only. So if you follow this thing, and already I told that thing that like if there are some big calculation or like big mathematical expression, so put it in appendix, because in industry no one bother about the calculation, they just want the result. So and so why we need to put this is in appendix? The researcher who will develop this study again, they need to calculate the other thing. So for that you can put the appendix, the all big calculation and everything in appendix. Otherwise the main thing in the main part in the research article and the calculation part you can put in the appendix. And if even proof of the theorem also you can send to the appendix. So this is the basic criteria to write a research article to publish in good journal. And we already discussed that how good publication help you to get the job in the industry. Like your that if you do those all those things, then your demonstration power also increases, your problem solving skill increases, your credibility will be established. You can like gather, means like networking probability also increases. When you like work with several people, then the network is several network opportunities is there. Like then employer can be differentiate you from the other, that this person is enough capable compared to other. Like this is your evidence that if you have the good publication, and like if you publish the paper, then they can understand that you are like a top, like your skill is the another level compared to other. Even if you go to some academic area or research and development section, so they need the publication. So based on that you can find a very good job. So that's it. Now if you have any questions, so you can ask.
No, ma'am. Yes.
Okay, so I thank it's very honor, Dr. Vikas Kolide. You came and gave a very nice lecture. It's a very wonderful session, and what you have given and your vision, your lecture, it will be really a helpful information for all of us and all the interns, all the students who participated in this lecture. And I would like to thank that. And also, I would like to invite Dr. Vikas Kulidev for the a very next session also. I think it will be no problem for sir, Dr. Vikas. Am
No,
I
it's
right?
okay. I am happy to interact with
Okay,
you
okay,
and all of the student if they need.
okay. Okay, so thank you very much, Dr.
Thank you.
Vikas, for this
Thank you.
beautiful session. And okay, so now I'd like to ask for the students who are present in the class. And I can see many students are present in the class. So I need to give some of the information about your means a task and something means uh, about the projects what we are doing. Okay. Since this is a intern of data analysis, so we have gathered and already we have some data in our hand and a data set, a long data set and a big data set we also have. So we need to analyze the data set, how to analyze and through which platform you need to analyze the data and what are the algorithm we'll be using for that Okay, I will be giving you the proper knowledge for that and proper means explanation to how to analyze the data and what kind of outcome we want for that data set. Okay, so anybody, any one of our interns, if you have any question about anything, you can ask me.